Okay, basic reads from the backfield, and here's some stills that I have. These are all tight reads right here. Now, when you have a tight flow and the ball is going strong is to our left over here with the field to this side. And you can see right here with it, he is keying the back over here. You can see both linebackers, they are keying the back. Backs will give you a lot of clues about where they're doing, where their eyes are is a good indicator. And you can see he's starting to cross, but his shoulders are heading down into the line. So that is a tight read, and that's your basic zone flow that you're going to play. So now with a tight flow weak, okay, with the back setting strong, you're expecting the zone to go away from the back. So now we're going to step as the back goes and you see his shoulders are heading downhill. We want to mirror him and we want to fit downhill into our gap. Same thing over here. We want to take a step with him, and then as he comes down, we want to come down and fill our gap. Same thing right here, as you can see the gaps opening up. And again, you can see that once he's got the ball, now we can go ahead and close on it. And we play with both these players. He is a right shoulder player, so he wants to keep his leverage, his right shoulder on the ball. This player right here is a left shoulder player, so he wants to keep his left shoulder on the ball. So we can vice the running back between the two linebackers, and that's where our fits are. The other thing that's important, we tell our linebackers, you see the exact same thing the running back sees. So if there's daylight there, you know he sees it, but if you're in it, he's going to go and he's going to try to find other daylight. And we give them the ability a lot of times to run through and they can play in the backfield. Okay, but there's a good look at flow weak. Now you look at a tight flow weak, another one. This is out of the pistol formation. Again, weak is into the boundary over here, as we call it out. They've got a too tight inset, basically, is what they have. As you see this coming right here, you can see the back. He's taking a step, and now his shoulders are square so he can see everything coming downhill. The tailback in the pistol is usually 7 to 8 yards deep, which means it's a cutback formation. They don't line him up that deep so he can just run outside and get to the line of scrimmage. They line him up at that depth so now he can see everything and he can make it. So we talk about what kind of formation is the back end. Is he at 5 yards? Is he at 7 yards? When he's at that 7-yard alignment, now we want to make sure we're aware of the cutback. So we want to be more of a shuffle player and still playing our left and right shoulder responsibility on it. And again, you can see with the flow on this right here, again, with that, you see him right now, he's committed. He is cutting this play back. So he is looking for any daylight coming back here. He's basically eliminated everything on this side of the field as his vision goes, but the way he gets the ball and his vision tells you the ball is coming back. Okay, here's another look. Now this is a full flow play with two backs in the backfield, which some of you may see, some of you may not see with the offenses you play. But whenever we have two backs in the backfield, the fullback is always our key, and we call that a cross key instead of just the tailback key. So both backers are keying the fullback. As the fullback comes to attack the line of scrimmage, we want to attack him with leverage and make sure we play to our shoulders help. If he's got a DB outside of him, say in this position, we would hit it and we would spill it out here to make the ball carrier to go there. If there is no other and we're turning it back to this other linebacker, he wants to be a left shoulder player, turning it back to the right shoulder player, the linebacker coming from the other side. So it's all balanced on where your run support is coming from with the second back in the backfield. But here's a good look at it right here. The most important thing you can see 21 hitting here is he hits them on their side of the line of scrimmage. Whenever you're stopping a lead play or an insert play, it is important to hit him deep and to make the back do something he doesn't want to do. Cut before he wants to, and again, close up any daylight so he doesn't see anywhere to go back to. Good job with this backer here because he sees the ball is going into the belly, and now he sees the ball cutting back. Same thing. Even though the lead blocker is going this way, the back lined up in that pistol formation will be looking many times to cut the ball back. And again, he'll see the same thing with the daylight. And that's why the backside backer needs to keep his leverage on it. Okay, here's a tight split, flow strong. Okay, Now this is a split back set, but it's going to be a split flow action. So instead of the full flow like we saw last time, now we're seeing a split flow. Again, when you keep backs and we're cross-reading him, he gives you an indicator right now where he is looking. He is looking across the formation, which tells you the ball he's coming this direction. So as he moves across the formation here, you can see, because now the flow in the backfield is being split. And you see the split flow coming across, and again, you see the opening. And I think it's important here, you see the backer almost overran it because he saw the split come across. This backer on this side, when the fullback went across, should have filled in to basically close this hole up more. So he becomes a left shoulder player, and he becomes the right shoulder player on that. Here's a tight split flow again, like we were talking about. Okay, here's the tight split flow strong now. Okay, this is out of the pistol. And again, you're seeing out of the pistol, you see the blocker coming the opposite direction. And again, you see one of the backfield is going one way, the other's coming the other way. And this is a straight downhill action. Again, out of the pistol, you're thinking cutback. And again, we want to keep left and right shoulder players. As the back comes down, he is going to look for any daylight he can find, and usually they'll wind up trying to find this and even bouncing the ball outside to the soft spot on the defense. Okay, you see a tight split flow. You see the blocker coming back across the formation. He is going to block a defensive lineman on a wham, but again, this becomes a split flow, because you got them both on the same side, and one's going one side, one's coming the other side. So any split flow, anytime we see a split flow as linebackers, we want to stay square, we want to shuffle, and keep our leverage, which is the most important, a left shoulder or a right shoulder player on the ball. Here's a tight split flow. Again, the blocker, they always tip it off what they're doing. We've got a pistol back set. Tailback is 7 yards deep behind the quarterback. And again, you see with the blocker on that side, the ball's going to start to this side. And we talk about this formation, the ball carrier is going to cut this thing back. And you can see you got the cut block coming on this side, the ball carrier now right here. He's going to try to find this soft area here and then find the seam, because when the blocker comes across, he's in essence creating another gap. Now here's a look at split flow weak, and you can see we got our left shoulder and our left shoulder player here. We've got our right shoulder player here. Okay, we've got our blockers up there in the red as they come across. Good look right here where both players, they keep their leverage on the ball. We've got a whole lot of bodies inside here, and they want to keep their leverage on the ball. Again, he wants to be the 21 is the left shoulder player, 11 is the right shoulder player. Now as it comes down, you can see 21 now has gotten himself, so he stays on that left shoulder so he can keep leveraging this. And 11 is the backside player. He wants to come to the near hip. We call it a profile tackle. It's a near hip track where he is coming to that near hip. So now we've got leverage on the ball. He's got a left shoulder. He becomes a right shoulder player.